All right, so we are live, which is good, I hope. All right, guys, so you read it right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find the Disney trailer that I have set to remind me. All right, so let's find it. Let's see. Disney. Hold on. Zootopia 2 trailer. All right, let's go find the one that they're going to be doing. That is not the official. That is not. There's no way that's the official. I believe that's not. My live stream. Ah, here it is. So we're going to get this. There's no way it's already done. No, I get the feeling that's just the pre-premiere thing. So we have the trailer ready to go. Where is this, the trailer? Hold on. No. Yeah, it is not the trailer. That's just the thing. So, like, as you can see, there are people that have been doing, like, fake trailers and stuff as of recent. So what we'll do is when the real trailer comes out, which what we're going to do, we're going to go to the Walt Disney Studios and we are going to wait for the trailer. We're going to just leave it here, right? So, we're just going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there and we're going to wait on it. But until then, we're going to work on some stormworks because I haven't played this game in a while. So, we're going to play it. And we're going to do our own thing while we wait on that trailer. So, yeah. So, we're going to boot up a multiplayer server so that, everything is just peachy, I guess is how I would say it. So, what we're going to be doing is I have a few new mods that I'm going to be checking out today in Stormworks, and I'm going to rate them on how much I love them. And I'm going to check out some of the old ones. I'm going to try something a little different today. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see how syncable it is. If it has sync buttons, then we'll use those. If it doesn't, then we'll have to use C4. And we'll only put like 2 C4 in every ship so that I don't have to keep constantly going back and forth. But we're going to rate interior, firing up systems, playability, and just overall, just really how much fun. Wave survivability, that's going to be another one. I have a few warships, and stuff that I have that I might test out that are older. We're going to have a lot of fun. So. And my mic isn't. Yeah, hold on. I don't think my mic is working. I have a lot of fun. No, it's just not looking. Hold on, guys. I have to go in. I have to go. Let me just do this. All right. So I know you guys can't hear right now, so that's fine. We're gonna clear all vehicles. I'm gonna just go on ahead and teleport back to where we started at, which is the multiplayer base. I have to find that. There it is. And I'm going to leave and come back because obviously we're having stormworks issues. I love this game, but I hate it at times because it never works the way you need it to. But, as of today, it will be 11 days until the big event stream in remembrance of my dad. So a lot of you don't know. I'm going to talk about it right quick. My dad died on the 31st of this month 3 years ago. So in remembrance of him, every year since I've started streaming, which I did it last year, I believe, Actually, no, I did not. Because I wasn't streaming at that time. Um, but this year will be the first year that I will start a tradition every year. Um, I will go on and also I don't think my stream is working. Hold on. Okay, you guys can't see anything. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. There's a way to fix it too. Display capture, we'll delete it, and then we have to just put it back up there, so. Alright, copy, order, remove, okay. Yes, I'm sure. And then we'll do another display capture. Boom. There we go. Alright, so now it should be fixing it, I hope. Let's see. I love it when it does this, I really do. We all love it, right? Yeah? Yeah, alright, so it's working. Alright, good. I'm sorry for the delay, by the way, guys. So, wait, I have to grab my C4. Well, I'll spawn in the ship and stuff so you guys can see it first. Alright, so the first one we'll be checking out is this little fellow right here. Now, there are different variants of it, so don't, go and freaking yell at me. That's the armored version! I know! Alright, so I have to go. Also, don't look at the random people. Trespassing! Yeah, I didn't see nothing. I didn't have anything in my tool chest. Where'd that gun come from? Also, yes, I did have quite a few like steam powered trains and stuff that I was using way the other way. Alright, so let's see. C4, here we go. Or would you rather see me use grenades? I'll let you guys decide. Just kidding. Alright, so we got our C4 that we probably don't need, but we're gonna use anyway. I probably need a flashlight instead of a gun, if I'm being honest. So let me get rid of the gun and I'll put the flashlight in here. Alright, so gun. Place you there. We need a flashlight. There we are. So now we have a flashlight. There we go. Alright, so now I said we were going to rate these things on several different things. So here's the first thing. Does the gun work? The gun better work. That's all I'm going to say. If it has a gun, it better work. Alright, it elevates. And fire. Well, I guess it would fire if I freaking loaded it, right? Alright. Yes, it does fire. Alright, so that one gets marks. And as you can see, it does have an ammo pool. And it looks like if you just kind of... Ooh, that's actually a really cool system. I like that. Alright, so I'm assuming this is the interior, also known as the engine room. Yep, can confirm. It's the engine room. Alright, so the temperature should be going up. Where are the air valves? There we go. Those ones are already closed. Hey, you guys think there's a reason maybe that they did that? Oh, it lights. That's nice. Alright, so there's fuel. So it is gaining fuel? Are these open? They are not. Open. Alright, there we go. Now they're open. I love it when a plan comes together, right guys? Alright, let's try this again. What ain't working? Infinite resources is on. Oh, I guess that would work if I freaking prime the motor. Right, guys? Let's try it now. Guys, I can't get this thing to work to save my life, so I'm giving it a fail. Too hard for me. So solid 2 out of 10 on that one. Sorry to whoever owns it, but maybe think about making your ship a little simplistic. Oh yeah, that's another thing we're gonna have to cover is whether or not I can spawn it in using the regular thing. So that one we're gonna have to wait till later. Obviously, we're not gonna freaking judge it on that. All right, here we go. Here's one. A guided. Dear God, I'm never gonna be able to figure this one out. I'm gonna tell you guys that one. The fancy new ones are always harder for me to figure out. I did download a few new ones, but I don't think they've loaded in yet, unfortunately. Because there's a new one, that's a new one. Yeah, the new ones I just downloaded did not spawn it. This is a new one here. The, HMS Wakeful, or SS Wakeful, I think is actually how it's pronounced, but whatever. This is new. This is not something I've checked out before. I just got it from the workshop. Alright, so as you can see, there is a fairly decent interior, so we're going to open these doors because that's kind of realistic, I guess. I don't know. The lifeboats look like they'll swing out, which is a blessing. And then we have, I love this amount of detail right here. I love the fact that they have like the canvas type thing to where you can put canvas over your thing so that the passengers, when it's raining, they don't have to worry about getting soaked when they come outside to sit down. It's a very nice little feature that I've always liked. Oh, wow. Yeah. Probably like air compressors or something like that, if I had to guess. Here's a lounge. Dude, this is nice. Alright, so down below we go. Alright, we'll go to the very back of the ship. I'm assuming this is like passenger quarters through here. Very small and cramped, by the way. They don't look very comfortable. Like, if I'm being honest, I would not want to sleep in these quarters. I'd probably rather die. This is definitely like third class, for sure. Or, with the way that these ships look like they're designed, there was really only, during this time, there's really only like 2 classes. There was like first class, big fancy, right? And then there was third class. So basically it was like second class was considered at the time a bathroom and a toilet. That makes no sense. You should have just put them in one. Ah, here we go. Engine room. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Now, here we go. Reverse and steam valve. All that should be in the bridge. Ah, here we go. This is what we were looking for. We need to open the air valves and ignite the sparks. That's all we gotta do. Just click that and it should fire up. Yep, there she goes. And then there's a lamp, and it looks like there might have been watertight compartments. I don't know if there are or not, but possibly. Okay. And I can't tell if this is the front. Oh, no. I think we might have found our explosive ability right here. But yeah, here's the engine room. As you can see, it's very simplistic. We're just going to put on the build forms. No real reason. Just put them on while we're down here. And then, of course, you got your shaft and everything that you need to make the ship go and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, we go back. So I like it so far. The attention to detail that this person put in here is very nice, and I'm getting my ears vibrated to death. So I'm assuming these don't have titles. Crew only. Here we go. So storage. Is that storage or steerage? Okay, that's storage. So that's not what you would think it is. Oh, here we go. What's this? Anchor room. So I'm assuming that whole area back there is supposed to be only for the crew. So I'm assuming by that that means this is the passenger area. So I've already kind of went through it, and if it's anything like what that is, then I like it. Alright, so watertight compartments. Do we have any? No, we do not. We're screwed. Let's get this boat moving, shall we? Now we are going to test it against waves and everything, but first we want to see how well she runs. So, again, it's a very simplistic ship. You know, small enough that it can fit into the workbench. But see, I've noticed that a lot of people that play Stormworks, they tend to not want to mess with these smaller vessels because they take a slower or they don't take as long to sink, and it doesn't give you the ability to make good content. Guys, I love these smaller vessels because of the fact that the creators have to work so much harder to put so much detail in such a small vessel. And I have to admit, the creator of this, which his name is Matthees Daniel 42. I'm just going to call him Daniel. This guy has always really intrigued me with the ships that he's created. All of his ships always tend to be really detailed. They always are really easy to fire up. They're easy to get out. They're easy to get in. You know, and they're small, simplistic ships that are beautiful in their own way, and he always makes it fun to play them. Now, I will tell you guys this now. Single screw, you got like, what, 3 decks of stuff on it? It looks like 3 decks. Oh, look, he's even animated the engines moving. That's really nice. Yeah, about 3 decks worth of stuff. 1, 2, 3 decks. 4, excuse me. There's 4 decks in this ship. And 5 if you include the bridge thing up here, but we're not going to count that. So, there's 2 things we need to test. First off being waves. So, let me bump them up. And then try and find where they need to go. Alright, so perfect. Alright, so here we are. 100% waves. Let's see how this ship handles them. Now we're in the open ocean. There's nothing anybody can do to help us, so the lifeboats are already dying. The single propeller, though, one of the things I've always noticed about single propeller ships is when they come out of the water, they tend to stop abruptly, which it's every ship, but it's like kind of an annoyance sometimes. Alright, so it looks like he's got stabilizers somewhere. I don't know where. I think that might be a part of the new stabilization on the ships now, because I'm noticing a lot of people putting them on. But, I do like the way that it handles the waves. It does seem to cut right through them. And honestly, you know, everyone knows you wouldn't have dealt with waves this large in an ocean liner. Well, you would have, but, you know, eventually they found out it was best to not really try. So they kind of steered away from storms and stuff. So the next thing is the hull breach. Alright, so where is the hull breach? Oh, no. I'm assuming that it's in the boiler room because that's where the hull has stopped. So we're going to focus on also how quickly we can get people off the ship. Now we're going to stop the ship completely. We're going to let her drift if we have to. And we're going to swing the davits out. Hopefully they swing out 2 at a time. And they don't, of course not. The only thing I wish that this creator would really think of is swinging the davits out, not singularly, but making it to where they have to be swung out together. But I know for realistic purposes why he does that, because it does make the ship more realistic. So we're going to swing out these lifeboats, get them out. I can't even get to the other ones because of this massive thing, so I'd have to go all the way around. So that's something that's screwing up this vessel already. People are going to die because of the fact that the lifeboats can't get to very quickly. Now, obviously, I'm a single person. There'd obviously be people operating everything. Like, I imagine there'd be a guy on this davit, there'd be a guy on the other davit, there'd probably be a guy on some other davit somewhere else. There'd be 2 or 3 guys on davits. Trying to swing these old lifeboats out. Now, there are 2 different designs of lifeboat davits that I've seen in the game. By far, my favorite one are the ones that take the whole davit and it kind of swings over the ship. Kind of like, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, kind of like the ones that we had in, that they had in the HMS Britannic. You know, the big ones? That's the lifeboat davits that I really love. I love the way those things look. Alright, so I'm kind of panicking right now because I don't know what the water line looks like, and it looks like it's really low, so... Well, we don't have any water here. Let's look at the... Holy... Well, it's not that bad. Oh. It's that bad. Guys, it's very much that bad. It looks like this thing's kind of built to go down level, kind of, so we're just going to put the lifeboats in the water and hope and pray. Alright, so that's 1 in the water. And also, guys, you know, since we're talking about lifeboats and stuff, no, small boat, big boat. But, so we're talking about lifeboats and stuff. Let's talk about things that they did wrong on the Titanic. So one of the biggest issues that I've noticed that went wrong on Titanic is when they were loading the lifeboats, first-class passengers didn't think it was that serious, so they would go back to their cabins, and I'm not even joking with you guys, the first-class passengers were like, oh, nothing's going to happen, this ship can't sink, because that was what the newspapers and all had led them to believe. So the first-class passengers, they would completely ignore the fact that the ship was actually going down. They didn't really pay close enough attention to it until the bow started going under the water. And then everybody was like, oh my God, the ship is going down. And then, so a lot of first-class passengers, what they were doing was, instead of actually doing what they were supposed to, which was loading the lifeboats completely, getting them launched, and all that, instead what they were doing was they were going back inside because the heat was on. I'm not even joking with you guys. That was the excuse that they gave for a long time. The heat was on and it was cold outside. And I'm like, would you rather you be dead? Oh, we're starting to flood in the other boiler room, guys. I don't think we're going to be lasting much longer. I think she's going down. You know, for a smaller vessel that everybody always complains about that they don't sink fast enough, this thing's actually sinking, or that they sink too fast. This thing actually is sinking at a decent rate. I'm actually liking it so far. Look, did I find another way to the engine room? I think I might actually have there. That's really cool. I like that little design feature. Alright, so let me go to the lounge, because that's where I got to the ship before. I like the fact that the lounge is at the back of the boat instead of the front. Very nice little detail. Alright, engine room. Here we are. So this is where we go to... Holy crap. Yep, okay. Yeah, this area is flooded completely. And this area is really working on it. As you can see, we do have the nice cargo thingy right here. So I get the feeling once everything floods, we're gone. Because this is gone. This is finally starting to flood, which took it long enough, you know. And as you can see, the bilge pumps are very much working hard. Not really, but they're trying. But the ship is just sinking a little too fast. And there's nothing really they can do about it. So unfortunately, we just get to sit here and watch the water level slowly increase. And as you can see, just since I stepped foot in here, it went from being about right here to being where it's at now. So yeah, we are going down. That is something that's happening. There's nothing that we can really do to keep it from happening, unfortunately. It's just something that's going to happen. And the engines are going to run, and there was actually something that somebody found out that was actually quite haunting. Oh, hold on. If I go further into the ship, hey, I don't think the water line's supposed to be there. Uh-oh, storage is gone. We're getting water pouring in areas that probably shouldn't be poured into. Well, hey, look at the bright side, guys. Look, there's no water here yet. There's no water on the top deck either. Look at that. So we're kind of safe. Also, we didn't look at this area over here, so let's go. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. So we're going to go look at this nice area. So, what is this? The dining room. Look at this. The dining room's up front for some strange freaking reason. Who knows? Also, guys, we got, like, what, 3 minutes before the Zootopia thing? And guys, as I said, I'm not going to watch it until after it airs because I don't want to be in that crowd of people that are watching it. So, for me, it is going to be 12. For me, it is going to be 12 p.m., which will be in exactly 4 minutes. Well, excuse me, 3 minutes. It will be in 3 minutes is when it's going to air. Also, we lost the lifeboat. They flipped over and died, I think. But as you can see, the bow is slowly slipping under the waves. There's nothing we can do about it anymore. I think we are slowly sinking. I can't really tell, guys. Yes, since we've left out of there, you guys see where we're at as far as the sinking goes. So she is sinking slowly, but she is sinking. So with the way that this ship is designed to sink, I honestly think it's designed with the idea in fact that you can do like a sinking ship survival with it, where you'll click the button, your ship will start to sink, and your job is to try and get your ship to a safe place to where you can, quote unquote, beach it. Kind of like the Britannic. I don't know if anybody really remembers it, but the Britannic kind of did that. That was what their plan was. They saw an island, and when they tried to turn the ship, when the explosion had went off, it had apparently... I don't know if this was the Lusitania. I was about to say the Lancaster. Yeah, okay. I got War Thunder on my mind, apparently. I don't remember if it was the Britannic or the Lusitania that tried to do this. I know that the Lusitania did try to turn, or no. No, I think they lost engine control. I can't remember. The stories are getting intertwined, but I believe that no, I remember the story now. The Britannic, when they hit the mine, not only did it damage their control to communicate with the boiler rooms, but it also damaged their steering control. So needless to say, they were stuck going straight. There was no control whatsoever on the rudder. So they saw an island and they're like, oh, let's turn. And the guy tried to turn the wheel, but the rudder didn't do anything. So they were stuck going straight. And when they tried to stop the ship so they could evacuate, I think at that time, the propellers were already out of the water. So needless to say, the ship was going down head first, the propellers were out of the water, and the propellers were still spinning. So you had lifeboats that were, instead of what these are doing here, they were going towards the propeller, and there was actually stories of, I think it was like 2 or 3, might have been more than that, actually got ate up by the propellers because of the fact that the ship was still moving forward, and it pushed the lifeboats directly into the propeller. So, anytime that you guys think that it's safe to sail, let me tell you, it's not. But anyway, I believe, alright, so it's 12 p.m. right now. Yep, they're premiering it now. So once it gets done premiering, we will go and we will watch it. Now, as you guys can read here, it says only in theaters November 26th. So we have to wait for November freaking 26th to see this freaking movie. And I have been waiting for years, guys. Years to watch this freaking movie. Like, ever since Zootopia came out. And I'm gonna tell you guys the story. Ever since Zootopia came out and I watched it all the way through and they did that little cut scene where it was like flash, 100-yard dash, and that was like the end of the movie. And then it cut to that Gazelle concert and everything. I've wanted to see them make a second one. And finally, because the fans kept pestering them about it, they finally decided to make a Zootopia 2. It has been since 2016, so 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It has quite literally been 10 years almost. It's actually 9 years, I think, this year. Will make 9 years since Zootopia came out. Guys, I feel old. Alright, because to put it into perspective, I'm 20 years old now. Alright? So, subtract that by 9, and I was, 11 when that freaking movie came out? And I loved it. It was by far my favorite movie. And it has been my favorite animated movie. I mean, Ferdinand, when it came out, dude, I loved that movie. I loved Ferdinand. It had such a good story and everything, and it was based off the book. Such a good story. It was funny. It was entertaining. It was well animated. It was just a really good story, but it just did not compare to Zootopia, because Zootopia highlighted a real life situation. And one of the things that I feel like a lot of people don't realize is the old Disney movies, some of like the older ones, a lot of them told stories or tried to teach you a lesson. Alright, if you kind of look at The Lion King's story is don't run away from your responsibilities. Because what did, I can't remember his name now. Frick, I haven't watched that movie in so long it ain't even funny. You know, he ran away, and then Scar took over, and everybody was dying, basically, because the fact that Scar was a greedy sucker. And then, you had, all these other animated movies. The biggest thing that Zootopia highlighted was discrimination. Guys, whether we want to believe it or not, there's a lot of discrimination here in America, a lot, and it's worse in other countries from what I understand. But here in America, it's bad. All right, white people discriminating against black people discriminating against white people, Mexicans, Asians, Indians, like all these people discriminating against one another. One of the biggest stereotypes, though, is when a white person, not me, I'm white, but I don't see a black person as this. Every time white people see a black person, they immediately go, "Oh my God, he's gonna rob me." Like, that's just the stereotype that people have gotten with black people. But what people don't really understand, and this is kind of how I see black people. I've grown up with Confederate ancestry. I actually have on my mother's side, um, my family actually on my mother's side, we didn't own slaves. So I know for a fact, and I'm not proud of it. It's not something that I'm proud of. I don't like the idea of owning somebody. If I hire you as a butler, I don't own you. I'm just paying you to do a job. That's different. But these people, they were bought. They were considered property. It's not something that I consider right. But through all of that, guys, what did the African Americans do? They survived. They made themselves happy, cheerful. It's just something you don't see anymore. Now black people are so negative, it's not even funny. Alright, so it's premiering now. Oh no, it actually already did, so here we go. Is this really what they came up with? It doesn't hint at anything. There's no voices or anything. Is that like a thing supposed to look like death or something? Well, at least they're bringing some of the older characters back. Oh, Bellwether's making an appearance. Let's go. Nah, that's like probably, if I'm being honest with you guys, that's probably the biggest disappointment of a trailer I've ever seen. But if Bellwether's making a comeback, no, I'm excited because that was one of the things I really wanted to see was Bellwether somehow make a comeback. So this ought to be interesting. Because a lot of you guys don't know, well, the people who have watched me talk about it forever and a day. Bellwether, even in the fan-made comic, had something to do with coming back. And Bellwether ended up being the bad guy, which was, I'm not even joking with you guys right now. Like, when I first watched Zootopia, it blew my mind when it turned out that Bellwether was the bad guy. It honestly, quite literally blew my mind to find that out. Like, I would have never figured that out of all the people, Bellwether had that negative agenda against predators. But, like, to be honest, it kind of made sense because, let's be honest, guys, who else would have known where Nick and Judy were gonna be when, I'm trying to think of something to play, actually, because I got bored of that really quickly. Hmm. I haven't played, this in a while, but I don't really want to mess with it either. I don't really want to mess with any of these, but yeah, that is the Zootopia trailer, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very big disappointment for me. I'm very disappointed in that. But anyway, I did say that once the quote-unquote movie released that I would change my profile picture back. That's the trailer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to... Wait, no, wrong button. Personalize. We're going to go and change my wallpaper back because that was the trailer and I like the trailer. So, no, I don't want the freaking... No! We're back! Stop that. Alright, so there we go. We have the old trailer. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. Anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely day. I'm going to either hop on... Bro, stop. Alright. Just clear out. Thank you. I'm either going to hop on... Yeah, I agree. The trailer very much sucked. There was no... Like, hold on. Let's go compare the trailers right quick before I get off. We're gonna go and look at the old trailer for Zootopia compared to the new one. And it's obviously a thrown together trailer. Zootopia trailer. Alright. We're gonna look at the... Alright, so that's the new one. Alright, so here is one of the trailers, I think.
Auto insurance all seems the same until it's time to use it. With USAA, it's easy to file claims.
So here is the trailer for the first Zootopia. And we're going to compare them. And there's two different versions.
Humans never happened. Which makes Zootopia a modern, civilized world that is entirely animal. That is an animal. Animals in Zootopia
you don't say.
are anthropomorphic. That is just a big fancy word that means they walk around on 2 feet. They do not go to work nude. Thank you. Almost. That's got it. And they use technology. Okay, there are mammals from all over the globe in Zootopia. Large and small, fast and slow. But the truth is, Zootopia isn't perfect. And just like our world, not everyone gets along. Especially natural enemies. Which can create some issues. But nature always gives animals special skills to survive, and while one may have amazing night vision, another may have incredible hearing. And an air-powered elephant tranquilizer. Zootopia. Like nothing you've seen before.
Now that is a trailer. Now we're gonna watch the second one.
Zootopia, a gleaming city.
Now hopefully they'll come out with a second trailer that they actually work good on.
Alike live together in peace and harmony.
Hi, I'm Judy, your new neighbor.
Yeah, well, we're loud.
Don't expect us to apologize for it.
ZPD's first rabbit officer, Judy Hopps.
You ready to make the world a better place?
See, they actually took clips from the movies.
What can you tell us about the animals that went savage? Are we safe?
This is priority 1. Hopps, parking duty.
Sir, I'm not just some token bunny.
You strike out, you resign.
Deal.
That was by far my funniest part. The fact that her joke mobile could not go anywhere.
I'm here to ask you some questions about a case.
Then they should have gotten a real cop to solve it.
You are under arrest.
For what? Hurting a few wings?
You are a key witness.
No, he is.
I love the wordplay.
Hey, I need you to run a plate.
All right, I know a guy. You need something done, he's on it.
They're all slots?
That is like the token of DMV right there. I'm telling you now, I go into the DMV, not really that often, but
on
it
break.
I have 36 hours left. We can only solve it together.
It's not about how badly you want something. It's about what you are capable of.
I am a real
see, none of that was ever said in the movie itself.
You bunnies, so emotional.
No. Do not let go.
I'm gonna let go.
may be evolved, but deep down, we are still animals.
Oh, that is just nasty.
No, you are naked.
For sure, we're a naturalist club.
All the way down. Life's a little bit messy. We all make mistakes. No matter what type of animal you are, change starts with you.
We gotta go.
Whose car is it?
The most feared crime boss, Mr. Big.
Is that Mr. Big?
Stop talking.
Ice 'em.
Daddy! What did we say? No icing anyone at my wedding!
I have to.
Can we just stop? Can we just stop this for a minute? And notice the fact that she said, no icing anyone on my wedding. So the daughter is apparently part of the mafia, but all she cares about is the fact her dad isn't icing people on her wedding night. What the world? Any other day it's okay, Dad, but tonight, no. March 4th, ladies and gentlemen. That is honestly crazy. 9 years ago. Alright, now here's the new one for those of you who didn't get to see it. I'm very disappointed. I very much am. There's no voices, there's no nothing, and it's just stupidity. Like, I like Judy's new outfit. Nick needs his green shirt back, but other than that, you know. And then the snake being in there is interesting. Like, there's nobody saying anything or anything. It's just like freaking, there's a buttload of scenes that probably ain't even gonna happen. And I love the fact that they've turned off the comments because they know people are going to hate on it like crazy. But yeah, I'm not satisfied with that. It sucks. That was the worst comic I have ever seen, or not comic, that is the worst trailer I have seen. Even Moana 2 had a better trailer. So it just shows you that that is a trailer that they threw together with no voice acting, no nothing. It's just them basically throwing something together. So yeah, I'm not satisfied with that at all. And I hope that they make another one, because that one feels like it was thrown together and it sucked. But anyway, I've been streaming for a whole 48 minutes, almost 49 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to streaming what I normally stream. I wanted to stream this because I was very excited, and now seeing the trailer, I don't think I'm as excited as I figured I was going to be for this, if I'm being honest. Like, I still want to watch the movie, but this trailer makes me skeptical on how good the movie's going to be if they couldn't even develop a good trailer to go with it. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I hope everybody else enjoyed the trailer. I didn't. But anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely